Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and welcome to my May BUJO briefing. This is going to be your pretty average BUJO briefing for me, where we check in with my journals. It is currently Tuesday, May 19th. Is that correct? Yeah, Tuesday, May 19th. I didn't look at my journals at all yesterday, so we're playing a little bit of catch up. But first, we are just going to look at my everyday journal. I keep track of my moods in this year in pixels. The 18th was yesterday. So let's see, what was my mood yesterday? I would say it was pretty darn good. I'm going to do this pink dot for happy. And I am just going to apologize. My kids are upstairs playing with Duplos that have wheels on them, and I can hear it very clearly for me. I don't know if you can hear it or it's being picked up through the microphone, so I apologize for that. Let's see, I don't think we have anything to update on my 26 goals in 2026. Everything's kind of going along. I'm working on things in the background, but not necessarily things that I can check off yet. So now we will jump ahead to May. On this left side, this very first page of May, I like to memory keep. So Monday, the 18th, what did we do? I got a lot of stuff done around the house. Sylvia's clothes for one. And Sylvia walked, I would say, for the first time, at least multiple steps in a row. So I'm going to put that as a good memory. I think that might be it. That's good enough for me. Let's see, as far as to-dos, nothing to cross off there. I did post my bookshelf tour yesterday, and now we're working on my BUJO briefing, so I kind of crossed that off. And my week 37 vlog is filmed. I just need to edit that and upload on Friday. So I'll fully cross it off once it is uploaded. I did not bulk film last weekend, and I haven't been waking up before the kids. I'm close to my 10-book reading goal. Other things I'm really not doing so great on, but that's okay. Here are the reading trackers, or at least the book trackers. So we have some updates to do here. I've read 7 books so far in May, and I'm working on another 2. So this one you can see is Yesteryear. That's by Carol Claire Burke, I believe her name is. And I am listening to another book on audio that I need to make a progress bar for here. So we will do that. That book is Detransition Baby. And when I'm listening to a book, I often put headphones over here, so you can see those are the books that I listened to this month so far. Let's see, I need to add the progress for both the 17th and the 18th. So on the 17th in Yesteryear, I got to 38%. So that's about there. And in Detransition Baby, I got to 5%. And then on the 18th, which was yesterday, I got to 44% in Yesteryear. And 39%, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 39. Again, these progress bars are really just for me to see how long I'm reading a book, or like if I binged a book in a day, that's kind of fun to see, or a certain percentage of a book. Like I read quite a bit of Detransition Baby yesterday. I was trying to get a lot of audio listening done while I did a bunch of chores around the house. So yeah, this is just fun for me to see. And then it's also a visual of how many books I've read in the month. So for now, you can see I've read 7. I'm reading 2 more, and we could hope to get another 5 maybe in the month. All right, so over on this left side, I have some trackers. Well, actually, this whole page is trackers. We've got routines and health. Then over on this right side, I am tracking my 75 soft challenge, which I'm really doing poorly at. I think I might just restart again in the summer at some point because I have really fallen off the bandwagon on exercising. I don't know why. I was doing so well in the month of March. I exercised every single day, all 31 days of March. And then I think what happened was Easter hit, which was right at the beginning of April. So I missed out a few days there. Then I got back on the bandwagon mid-April, and then it was my baby's first birthday at the end of April. Totally messed up there. And now May has been really hit or miss. I've done some things really well, like the no alcohol. I've done great. And the reading 10 pages a day. That's been great. But otherwise, I have not been exercising, eating well, drinking my water, or doing mindfulness, which are these are the 6 things I'm hoping to do in my 75 soft. So that's kind of a bust, unfortunately. And I'll need to restart at some point in the year. We've still got 6 or 7 months left in the year. I can do it. Okay, as far as routines over here, though, we've got, we need to finish up Sunday. So Sunday the 17th, I did go to bed before 10:30. That's what this nighttime or this moon symbol is. I did read more than 100 pages. That's what this little book icon is. I did not post on Patreon on Sunday. I did cross stitch on Sunday. I've really gotten back into cross stitching. I have thoroughly enjoyed my cross stitching projects as of late. And that's all I can put for now. Oh, I forgot to check before I started filming on my phone, Sylvia's sleep hours. So we're just going to have to leave that blank. That's what this S heart is for however many consecutive hours of sleep Sylvia gets per night. And if it's filled in with the pattern, that means she slept all night long, which she slept once all night long in the month of May, which was beautiful and lovely, but she's only done it once. All right, next up, we'll look at Monday. I did not wake up before the children. Again, waking up has not been happening. I'm just too tired, I think, because I wake up with Sylvia. I don't know. I did not check in with my bullet journal yesterday, unfortunately. I did do my Les Mis reading. That's what the French flag is up here. I did read more than 100 pages yesterday. I did check in with our finances yesterday. That's what the money sign is for, the dollar sign. Patreon, I did post for my patrons yesterday. I actually posted a video and our weekly newsletter, so that was good. I did do cross stitch yesterday. Did I do everything on the skylight? Nope. I haven't been focusing on the skylight whatsoever. I'm saying in the summer when Willie is home, that is when I'm going to get back into using the skylight and getting me and my children back into routine. Kindle, I did technically read a book from my Kindle. The Transition Baby is on my Kindle, so I am going to mark that. Even though I'm listening to it, I do check in with the Kindle, so kind of I read on my Kindle. I did not do my 75 soft. I think I had screen time. I didn't look at my screen much yesterday at all, and I did go to bed before 10:30. I was in bed by 9:30 last night, but then it got all wonky because Theo woke up right as I got into bed and was complaining about an earache, and he does have an ear infection, as we found out this morning at urgent care. So I didn't necessarily go to bed by 9:30, but I was in bed by 9:30. This morning I didn't wake up early. I'm checking in on my bullet journal right now so we can mark that in. I haven't done my Les Mis pages yet, haven't done all my reading yet, haven't checked in with our finances or Patreon yet, but I have already cross-stitched. I was sitting chatting with my parents and doing some cross-stitching, and the rest of the things I haven't done yet. So that's where we're sitting at with my routines thus far. And then my health trackers, I like to track some numbers, my hours of sleep in a night, my minutes of exercise, my steps, and my hours of screen time. So finishing up Sunday here, the 17th, I only got 3 minutes of exercise, did a lot of sitting on my bum, and 5,008 steps. My screen time was 4:04 which was just above my goal of 4 hours. I'd like to get under 4 hours, if that makes sense. And my other goals are 26 minutes of exercise, 7,000 steps, and more than 6.5 hours of sleep. Okay, Monday, let's see here. I got 7 hours of sleep into Monday, we should say. 7 minutes of exercise, 6,959 steps. So close to 7,000, but didn't quite get there. And my screen time was 3:46. Lastly, we can just put today's sleep. I got 6 hours and 54 minutes of sleep overnight. And then what I do is, if I achieved my goal for these health things, I color them in with purple, or this lavender color, because purple is the theme this month. So I did get my screen time yesterday, and I did hit my sleep goals the last couple of days, but I haven't gotten steps or exercise. Let's see, is this gonna bleed? Nope. Is that the right color? Looks a little off in this light, but I think it's right. Oh my goodness, my children. You know what? I'm just glad they're having fun. That's all I can hope for. As far as the 75 soft on Monday, May 18th, I didn't exercise, I didn't eat well, and really my eating well is like eating normally, but if I have ice cream or not is basically the differentiation of if I ate well or not, and I did have ice cream yesterday. So I think that's like my one goal for the 75 soft, is to not eat ice cream, because that is my downfall, unfortunately. I didn't have alcohol, I didn't drink water, I did do my reading, didn't do mindfulness, and today, I don't know yet. But I haven't done anything yet, so that's no good. All right, flipping over, these are my dailies. I was doing some sketching here of either decks or the kids' room setup, but here we go. And one thing I did this week that I really, really enjoyed was I planned the next day the night before. So I did my Monday to-do list on Sunday night, and I felt so motivated on Monday. So I'm checking in with my bullet journal on Tuesday at about 1:45 in the afternoon. Seems a little late to be making my to-do list, but I might make my to-do list for tomorrow as well. So yesterday, I did get groceries, and the thing was, I didn't have time to check in with my journal in the morning, but I knew that all these were on the list, so I was just thinking, like, what's on my list that I need to do? I filmed something. I didn't get my pump listed on Facebook Marketplace, but I did text Rachel, I texted Brooke, I went through Sylvia's clothes, I didn't start the trifold for church, I posted what's in the cards, and I texted Lexi. So I did 7 of the 9 things on Monday. That's pretty dang good. That's a lot of things for me to accomplish on a Monday, being a stay-at-home mom. Well, I also did like 3 loads of laundry, completely all the way through, washed, dried, folded, and put away. And then I ran the dishwasher a couple times, tidied up, plus I cared for my children. So I'm a rock star. Tuesday, let's put Tuesday on here. That is today. Ooh. I'm writing too fast and I'm messing up my letters here. Tuesday, May 18th. So today, I usually put the events that we have in a little bubble like so. And we have 3 things I need to put on the calendar. The first was math class. I teach a pull-out math class for kindergartners, which my son is in kindergarten and he's in the class. So I have that. At 4 o'clock, I have baby class with Sylvia. It's our last baby class and her last baby class ever, because she is 1 and doesn't fit in the criteria of baby anymore, the 0 to 12 months. And then lastly, we have Willie's band concerts, and those are at 6, 7, and 8. And we are going to try to go, all 3 kids and me, but I also have both sets of grandparents coming as help. So we want to support Willie on his last concert in the year. Then as far as tasks, I needed to film this video, so I love to write things just so that I can check them off. Film BUJO briefing. What else did I need to do today? Well, we can say urgent care because we did bring Theo to the urgent care. He got diagnosed with an ear infection. We can also say pharmacy because we had to go pick up his prescription for that. What else needs to be done today? We needed to get milk. We were running low on milk. That's about all I can think of. So I can check off that I went to math. Even though Theo stayed home from school today, I went to math while my parents were home with the kids. Working on my BUJO briefing, went to urgent care, went to the pharmacy, also got milk at the pharmacy. Okay, then I did say I wanted to set up tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Does anybody else have to say Wednesday when they write Wednesday? Or is it just me? May 20th. And what's on the calendar for tomorrow? I don't think anything. Trying to think ahead. I really don't think so. Nothing on the calendar. What would I like to get done tomorrow, though? We should definitely bring over selling the pump and working on the trifold for church. I'm a part of the welcome team, and we are wanting to have a trifold that we can hand out to possible new members or visitors, and I was put in charge of designing and creating that. So I would like to start that because I think they want a mock-up by the end of May. And I think that might be it. What else do I want to get done around the house? I don't know. Maybe tonight I'll revisit this once I know how today went. So that is everything in my daily journal. Next, we can jump into my reading journal. And we do have one update to make in my reading journal because I have only finished one book since the last time I looked at this. So we open up to my goals. Nothing to cross off here yet, but we're getting close on some of these goals. Next up, we can put one of the books on the bookshelfie. I should show you the book, but I'm nervous of glare. This is The Love Haters. Can you see it? I don't know. The Love Haters by Catherine Center. This was my most recent audiobook listen. I really, really enjoyed it. I just really like Catherine Center's books. I feel like she writes romance really well. She writes contemporary really well. They're just fun, easy listens usually with some depth, but not too much depth. So I did rate that one 4 stars. If you are new here and don't know, I color categorize these or color code these by star rating, at least on this page. So the dark blue is 5 stars. This kind of light periwinkle is 4 stars. The gray is 3 stars. And then the dark gray is 2 stars. I've only had one 2-star book. That's amazing. Later, once this ink dries, I will come back and write The Love Haters. Moving on, we have the 2026 reading and review. This is just a large stats page, basically. So I listened to The Love Haters on audio. That is a female author. I rated it a 4-star. Was there LGBTQ plus representation? I don't think so. I don't think so at all, which is unfortunate, but that's just one little stat I like to check to make sure that I am reading representation in my books or written by those authors. This is a romance. The age demographic is for adult. And did this one come out? What year did it come out? Was it last year or this year? 2025. Here we go. All right, flipping over, nothing to add here. This is at the end of the month. I put the amount of books I read, the pages I read, if I completed my TBR, how many new favorites I have, and then how many books I bought. And then this is my DNF graveyard where I put covers of books that I DNF'd. Flipping over, nothing to add here either yet. These are some of the book clubs I'm a part of. We've got my Patreon book club. Becca Books and Bujo has a Patreon. It's always linked down below if you're curious to check it out. This is the reading or the book club that I have with local people here in my community. And on this side is the Honeybee Book Club, which is the book club I have with my college friends, and we meet on Zoom. So I like to just have all the covers here and my star ratings represented. The Love Haters was not a part of a series, so nothing to update here. We can go ahead and fill in that the Love Haters was a romance. So this page tracks the genres. And you can see like this first set of 23 books were from January, then the pink set was from February, green is from March, blue is from April, and now we are working on May. So the Love Haters was my 81st book of the month. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, my 7th book of May. Oh, my 81st book of the year. Did I say of the month? I am always messing up my words when I film and not paying attention. So that's just fun to see the genres. And I think the color I see most is pink, which is romance. And that tracks. I have really been in a romance kick this year so far. Nothing to add here, I believe. I haven't read any books with the word make in the title. That is the buzzword for May. Buzzword is a challenge that Kayla from Books and Lala puts out. If you have any recommendations for a book with the word make, makers, made, making, let me know. But I did read a book with a border. The Dollhouse by Fiona Davis has a border on it or around it. I can update my Les Mis tracker. I am reading a chapter a day in Les Mis, and I am all the way caught up except for today. So I will leave the 19th open, and then I do want to note that I put the amount of pages I've read each month so far underneath the month. So we're doing really well on my Les Mis challenge. I will have read Les Mis in 2026 by the end of the year. All right. The Love Haters, I cannot mark off. I'm only missing 6 letters. J, K, O, Q, Y, and Z. That's pretty good. Nothing to mark on my self-destruct TBR. Nothing here yet. I fill out the TBR to 150 at the end of each month. As you can see, I have made downward progress. We started at 197 or 197 books on my TBR, and we're down to 183. That's great. My series takedown, I don't have a bingo yet, but I'm really, really close in a few places. There. Maybe just a couple places. Anyway, that is a readathon by Rainy Blue Reads, a whole year-long readathon where you focus on series. All right, I think, yep, that's everything. So now we can jump ahead to, where's May? Here it is. It's gonna be May. All right, 7th book was The Love Haters. The Love Haters. This is by Catherine Center. Oddly enough, this is my 2nd book that I read by Catherine Center this month. I also read How to Walk Away, which is one of her older contemporaries. The Love Haters is definitely a newer romance. Okay, the amount of pages was 306. Kind of a short one. And the audiobook had how many hours and minutes? That's what I like to track here, the amount of time listened. It was 10:28. 10:28. I should check what days I read this book because I don't remember. It was the 12th through the 17th. So what I do over here in my calendar is I put a little dot for the book, and I put a line through all the days I read the book, and on the day that I finished the book, I put a little bar. So I will then put the number 7 here, and that means I can reference over on this table line number 7. So how many days was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 days, and the rating was a 4-star. How I discovered The Love Haters, that would probably be just from the author. I pay attention to her books and whenever they come out. So we'll say the author. All right, I think that's all we can do on this page. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I probably can't show you this, but this is my Escape the Readathon spread. I will probably go on to this second page, but I'm kind of making a path with where the astronomers, my team, is going. So I'm a little bit behind on updating this, but I shouldn't update with all of you right now, unfortunately. Here are the reviews I have so far of the first 6 books that I read this month. The Dollhouse by Fiona Davis, Grunt by Mary Roach, Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune, How to Walk Away by Catherine Center. This one is Raising Securely Attached Kids by Eli Harwood, or is it Ellie Harwood? It's a woman, but I think she pronounced it Eli. And then Glow of the Everflame by Penn. Again, I always say this, but if you're new here, do not read these if you don't want to be spoiled, because I often write a synopsis of a book, but then also the ending so I remember it and my general feelings. So don't read those if you don't want to. I also sometimes put quotes in the color, the theme color. So that's what these purple bits of text are. I need to print a cover for Raising Securely Attached Kids, and I will also need to print a cover for The Love Haters. I don't think I have one back here. Do I? Nope. Nope. Because I really wasn't expecting to read The Love Haters this month, but it just so happened that it came up on my Libby holds for the audio. So we will grab my purple pen. Where is it? There it is. I have to leave room here for the book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my line should go right here. Perfect. And then I will put a cover of The Love Haters, but I don't have it printed out. So often what I do is just write the title there. I will speed you through my synopsis. Again, don't read if you don't want to be spoiled, and we'll come back to close out the video.
Ruby, she was made for going west, did not protest my wandering ways. Ruby, she was pretty as they come, 28 years young and unafraid. She gave me shelter on the coldest.
Alrighty, I think we are done with the reading journal. So we have completed the BUJO briefing. We've updated my journals. Again, I just love to show you how I check in with my journals on the daily, just in case you would ever like to use a system like I do. Thank you so much for watching. And if you've made it this far and don't know what to comment, I would love it if you would put a palm tree emoji for The Love Haters. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.